PATHOS. Do you know what PATHOS means originally? It means pain and passion, suffering. And who has to suffer? Your audience. PATHOS is the third pillar of rhetoric, while Logos offers the answer to the question, does it make sense what you say? And Ethos gives an answer to the question, do I believe you? PATHOS is all about connection. Emotional connection with your audience. When you talk to brain researchers around the globe, you will not find anyone who doesn't say any decision we take in life has an emotional component. You want to add pathos to your pitch. So let's see how you can do that. My pathos pillar has 4 beautiful building blocks. So let's go right into the block number 1. And this first block has to do with 2 of my favorite clients. It was in May 2018 in my hometown, Barcelona, a training session, and there he was. This young gentleman, Max Wiesmann, back then 29 years old, the co-CEO of the Wiesmann Group, a global player in heating and cooling systems, a family-owned business, 4th generation. Ever since that training session, I've been working with the Wiesmann Group, and all of the people I worked with, they have something in common. And that impressed me ever since I met Max. They know why they get up in the morning. Do you know why you get up in the morning? What they do. Almost 13,000 people know why they get up in the morning. Because what they created at the Wiesmann Group is not a mission statement, a vision statement. No, what they have is a higher purpose. A higher purpose is highly emotional. And this is the higher purpose of the Wiesmann Group.
Our purpose of creating living spaces for the generations to come.
Second example, this here is my good friend Carlotta P., one of 3 founders of an amazing company in Barcelona, Hola Luz. Hola Luz, they are green energy rebels. They only buy green energy, distributed, went public, founded in 2010, super company. They have more than 250 team members. And also those team members know why they get up every morning.
At Hola Luz, we connect people to green energy with the purpose of achieving 100% green planet.
Creating living spaces for generations to come. A 100% green planet. Higher purposes. What is your higher purpose? Yeah, but Flo, we're a fintech. We improve the transaction processes of banks. If you don't have a higher purpose, okay, but explore. Because a higher purpose is emotional gold. Higher purpose is vision on steroid. Go to page number 6 of your workbook. Next task. You will find on top, describe your vision. I want you to describe your vision. Where do you want to go with your idea? And then, in a second step below, prove Yoda wrong and try hard to find a higher purpose. Because higher purpose is emotional gold. The first building block of the pathos pillar, higher purpose. Number 2, have you in your life ever laughed, ha 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 ha, and you had a negative feeling while you were laughing? I repeat, have you ever laughed in your life and you felt bad while laughing? Yes, there are bad jokes, but no, there are no bad laughs. When I started my rhetorical journey on the 5th of October 2005 at Toastmasters International, I thought humor must be the most difficult thing in the universe. Today I know it's almost the easiest. Because think about a peacock. A peacock, the feathers, they're patterns. And patterns are predictable, replicable. I can foresee them, and that is exactly what I do in humor. Humor is pattern. In step number 7, the extra step of this training course, we will go deep into the 3 biggest humorous patterns of these 8 humorous patterns I have detected over the years. I use 8 humorous patterns, and for your pitch, we will definitely go deep into 3 of them because they work. I left New York City to explore the wild, wild world, and I ended up in New Jersey. Muhammad Ali said, "I'm so mean, I make medicine sick." I'm German. Boring, efficient, alcoholic. If you have to lay off 500 people, no humor. War declaration? No humor. All other speeches, and definitely this pitch, my friend, use humor. Humor breaks the ice. Humor creates positive vibes in the room. Humor makes you come across as more charismatic. Humor is emotional. Humor is pathos. Use humor. Even when you pitch in front of hardcore investment bankers, Goldman Sachs, make them laugh. Make them laugh. Building block number 3 for more pathos in your pitch. What do the 3 following statements have in common? I remember our first business model. I thought it was super solid, but it turned out that it was standing on quicksand. Our market opportunity is bigger than the Empire State. We are the gold diggers for our crypto clients. Draw analogies in your pitch. Analogy comes from ana, according to, and logi, logos, the word. According to the word, correspondence, proportion, comparison of similarities of two concepts. That is analogy. 3 super benefits of analogies. First, you understand them. It's not abstraction, not abstract nouns like respect, effectiveness, efficiencies, which I cannot touch nor see. Everyone has different definitions. Everyone has a different understanding. Nobody knows what you're really talking about. Quicksand, Empire State, gold diggers, they understand what you say. Second big benefit, they are visual, they're images. They are more emotional, and we remember emotion, which brings us to the third benefit. They're memorable. Draw analogies in your pitch. When you take a deeper look at analogy is when you compare concepts, like our project is a gold mine. And then you compare everything between your project and the gold mine. Simile is our product is more valuable than gold. More than, as big as, smaller than, it's like. All this is simile. And the other special form is the metaphor. Our product is gold. But if it works so well, analogies and similes and metaphors, why do people hardly ever use them? Especially when they pitch their idea. I don't know. Maybe they don't know how to draw analogies. But that, my friend, is easy for you now because I developed a simple 3-step process to draw an analogy map. And this analogy map will help you with your pitch to draw analogies. People will. I played football, soccer for more than 20 years in my life in minor league clubs in northern Bavaria in Germany. I love to draw analogies using the topic of football. I developed a simple 3-step process to create an analogy map, which will help you to draw analogies throughout your pitch. What I do is I take a plain sheet of paper and then I follow 3 steps. Step 1. In the center, I put my topic, like soccer. Can be your passion, the concept, the gold mine before, that would be in the center. Then in a second step, I draw around it circles, and in these circles I put in everything it takes to play soccer. You need a referee, you need a field, a ball, the club, the goal, the penalty, score, coach, as many as possible. In a third step, I draw analogies to the business world. In your case, to your pitch. Like the referee, the rules, that would be compliance. Or the coach, that's the manager. The score, the year-to-date results. The penalty, a sales pitch, you better make that goal. And with that analogy map, in no time, it gives you so much munition to draw amazing analogies. Draw analogies in your pitch. Next task. Go to page number 7 of your workbook. First, I want you to say, my idea, our solution is like Finish that one. What is the analogy? And then draw an analogy map underneath. See you in a minute. You will love this task. I'm absolutely convinced. You've come a long way in terms of pathos, but now comes the fourth and most important building block for pathos by far. Nothing beats, nothing will ever beat your stories. Do you know this guy here? That, my friend, is the power of the question. Even if you have no fucking idea, you still have to reflect on it. Questions are great. Ask questions. Now this is Joseph Campbell. Whenever you do not know who did the research, say Stanford University. For almost 40 years, Joseph Campbell was a professor of mythology at the Sarah Lawrence College in Bronxville. In 1949, Joseph Campbell wrote a book that would change the course of storytelling forever. Ask George Lucas and Steven Spielberg about Joseph Campbell. The book that he published in 1949 is called The Hero with 1,000 Faces. In that book, Joseph Campbell analyzes all those antique mythical heroes like Prometheus, Osiris, Mohammed, Buddha, Jesus, Moses, all these guys and ladies, and it comes to the conclusion that all of them go through a circular journey. And this is the famous hero's journey. Think about Kung Fu Panda, Finding Nemo, or Lord of the Rings. They are all heroes' journeys. In his book, Joseph Campbell describes 12 stopovers on his hero's journey. If I give you now 12 stopovers, your screen will explode. I boiled it down to 3 stages. CSI, like the series. To explain to you this concept, I love to use The Lord of the Rings. Have you seen The Lord of the Rings? Have you read it? Have you not? If you have not seen or read The Lord of the Rings, what's wrong with you? Then I see you in 11 hours. If you have seen it, perfect. If not, I will explain it to you. So here is for you the hero's journey of Lord of the Rings in CSI. After the prologue, where does the Lord of the Rings start? Where does the story start? It's the Shire. It's the home of the hobbits. Every story starts at home. And home is the comfort zone. Now think about the Shire, the home of the hobbits. Can you describe it? Is it green? Oh yeah. Are the doors round? Yes. Do they eat a lot? Oh man. Do they drink a lot? Wow, more than Bavarians. There's firework, happy Doozylandia, nice hobbits, hairy hobbits, super nice home comfort zone. 2 tips for home. First tip, when you start with a story, the first thing that a writer does is, like Tolkien, the first thing is he takes you into the Shire. He describes home. Speakers don't do that. They say, oh, I grew up in a normal village. You see the wrecked down church tower. You see the bar, the Green Swan, where your dad always fell out with 5 pints that he shouldn't have had anymore. And you see the small store where you always received a chewing gum for free by Mrs. Miller. I don't. Bring me into the situation. The first thing you always do as a storyteller is you bring the audience into your situation and describe home. When you describe home, second tip, how many senses do we have? 5 senses. What are the senses that speakers, when they pitch for something, normally trigger in my mind? 1. Think about it. The report is too long, we need to improve our efficiencies. It's always visual. People speak only visually, but we, human beings, experience life with 5 senses. Every sense is connected to a memory. Every memory is always connected to an emotion. Speak to the 5 senses. Then you will speak more emotionally, more pathos, more persuasive power. Now, when you describe home, Speak to the five senses. How does it smell in that room where you came up with the business idea? Did it smell like work? Are there coffee stains in the carpet? Does the project feel like rough wallpaper? Speak to the five senses when you describe home. Now let's think about our protagonist, Frodo. What kind of guy is Frodo at the beginning of the journey? Exactly. He's an underdog. Why is it so important for us, the audience, that our protagonist is an underdog? The nice guy from next door. It's all about connection. We can relate to him. If he's a hero at the beginning, I cannot relate to that protagonist. Do you remember my €1.27 EBA, ethos building anecdote? You can always be a retrospective underdog. Think about the times in your life when you were in the shithole of life. You can always relive those moments and start your story with it. Then you are the underdog. Even if you're today the superstar entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. You can always be the underdog at the beginning of your story. Like Frodo. So we have home, the comfort zone, and we have the underdog, the protagonist. Now the shit starts to boil. Because Gandalf comes to town, and what happens? He gives Frodo a task. The Ring of the Rings has to be destroyed. And that task is the challenge. No challenge, no story. Something has to happen. Your client doesn't sign the contract, a story starts. You miss a bus, a small story starts. Your co-founder leaves the company. That's a huge challenge. The ring has to be destroyed is the challenge. And what happens once Frodo and his fellowship have the task, the challenge? Orcs, more orcs, more orcs, more orcs, more orcs. Where do all the orcs come from? The huge spiders, trees, fighting, the elves. All the time they're fighting. Struggle all over the place. If there is no struggle, there is no story. A story without struggle is no story. At the end of the struggle, boom! The ring falls into the lava. The climax, the orgasm, the Death Star, boo, explodes. Richard Gere moving up the ladder in Pretty Woman. The climax, the resolution of the struggle. But the climax is not the most important stage of the hero's journey. Think about your challenges in life. Professional challenges, private challenges. Think about your struggles in life, like my divorce. Think about all those struggles. Have you grown after that? Have you learned something from your experience? Have you become a better person, a stronger person, a wiser person? Our Frodo has grown as a person. And that, his lessons learned combined with his growth, that inspires us. Inspiration for the audience, thanks to your struggle and growth. And now the king bows in front of Frodo and his fellow hobbits. Now the underdog has turned into the hero. In the center of this whole thing, there's always the mentor. Think about Yoda, think about Obi-Wan Kenobi, think about the fairy godmother in Cinderella, the mentor. In this case, Gandalf. Mentors are great. Gandalf doesn't do shit. He says stuff like, yeah, see you in 3 days in Valley X. But Gandalf, how do we get there? Oh, you have to figure it out yourselves. He doesn't do shit. He doesn't do anything throughout the entire journey, but he's always there. He gives direction. He is the mentor. In your life, did you not face challenges professionally, private challenges? Did you not struggle, fight to overcome those challenges? Did you not make it? And did you not learn something from it? And did you not grow as a person? Wasn't there any mentor like your aunt, your uncle, a friend, Dennis in my case? Florian, have you thought about that? The hero's journey is our life. And this is why the hero's journey is the prototype of all stories. And here it was, the year 2018, January 2018. I am in Frankfurt in Germany. I'm the keynote speaker at a New Year's reception, 150 bankers in Frankfurt. I have this flip chart here with me, and I say to those 150 plus bankers from Frankfurt, and what do you tell your clients? We are the best bank. We have the best clients. We offer the best solutions. We eat blockchain for fucking breakfast. And who cares? Think about all image brochures of the world. Think about all websites of the world. Think about all apps of the world. Think about all PowerPoint jihad slides in the world. All of them hero. But nobody cares about hero. Everyone cares about how did you make it? CSI. So my dear pitcher, my dear presenter, my dear new friend, tell much less hero in life and much more CSI. You will connect more, you will tell amazing stories, you will have pathos, you will have more persuasive power with CSI. And that is not a promise, this is a fact. Yeah, this CSI thing always makes me sweat. Great, go back to the workbook, page number 8. You will find the hero's journey. Fill in all the blanks, everything you can come up with. The challenge. What's the challenge? How did you struggle so far? Is there a mentor? Did you learn already something? Fill in all the blanks and come back in a minute. Hasta la vista. And here you have it, the DNA of rhetoric, the art of persuasion and moving people to action. You have logos, it makes sense what you say with facts, figures, data and co. You have ethos, like with EBAs, ethos building anecdotes, EBAs, to build your credibility. I believe you, Mr. or Mrs. Pitcher. And you manage to build an emotional connection with me. When logos, ethos and pathos come together, your pitch will be successful. Now you're prepared for the 7+1 steps, the process to push your pitch. And it all begins with step number 1, which will take us right to an amazing Chinese warrior.